This is Naples, Italy. We're in the back, the beautiful harbor in Naples, and in back of that Mount Vesuvius. Professor Zollo, studying projects at the edge of knowledge. One project that comes to mind, it's coming up its 65th anniversary in 2010, is the Manhattan Project, and I know you've done a lot of work in this area. Can you tell us a few things about the Manhattan Project? Maybe a few milestones, and then I will ask you, how the Manhattan Project was managed and what that tells us today about managing projects at the edge of our knowledge and technology.
The Manhattan Project, in my opinion, is a benchmark in management of projects at the edge of knowledge. You know that the first sponsor of this project was Einstein. Mm-hmm. He wrote a letter on October 11, 1939 to President Roosevelt in order to encourage the president to develop the research and project in making a bomb using the new power of atoms coming from nuclear research. And the December 6 of 41, the President Roosevelt authorized this project. I think, in my opinion, that the most important milestone was the choice of the general manager, that is the General Gross. We had specific personnel and professional attributes to manage a very strong project with so different complexity, making of different issues, the knowledge, the community of scientists, the community of companies. He should involve in the project. And the ability of General Gross was to escape from complexity, that is, to simplify the complexity. I think this is the main characteristics of a good project manager of this kind of project. And you know that the other critical point was the choice of one of the most distinguished physicists, that is Oppenheimer. Yes. Who had the special feeling of management of people. Mm-hmm. And particularly, he see that the management of knowledge pass through the management of people. And this, I think this is the key of management of this kind of knowledge. He was appointed in October 1542. He was the head of the Los Alamos laboratory. And they made a very difficult decision, technical and operational decision, in order to move the project going on. Mm-hmm. And you know that the final result of the project was when in July 16, 45, when it was the Trinity test, just a few months before the Hiroshima bomb. So all the project lasted about 3 years. Mm-hmm. But I think we can learn a lot of lessons from this project.
What would you think would be the major lessons that we learned from, it was amazing events in the space of just a few years, going from a period where we had to discover the science, undertake the engineering,
yes,
then construction, yes, of the bomb, and finally at the execution of the plan.
Yes, yeah. The major effort of the project was they had to develop new knowledge, new technologies, new competencies. So because this kind of project, that is the project at the age of knowledge, are incomplete in the knowledge available and the knowledge necessary to run the project. So the most important commitment is to transform the project organization in a learning organization.
How do you learn? For example, there were several strategies that were explored for enriching uranium.
Yes.
And you explained that they follow those paths.
Yes,
several of them.
Yes, they follow several paths because they don't know if which technique was useful to separate efficiently the uranium-235.
So nobody was overconfident that they knew the answer. They explored. They were willing to keep the doors open.
Keep any door open, and they put all the research path together in parallel, and only at one point when they had to make the decision, they made an independent committee to make the review of the state of art of each track in order to decide where to invest for the next.
They behaved like a steering committee would.
Yes, a sort of a independent steering committee. You make a review on the possibility that each different path could have in going on.
Yeah. The other thing that you mentioned, which I think is so significant today, is in addition to exploring the alternative paths, this is the process by which good project managers, on the one hand, have to look at the complexity, the full complexity, but on the other hand, have to escape from complexity, don't they? To manage, because the process of management, to some extent, is simplifying.
Yes, I see this view of the project. If you have in a surface with a division, in the upper part you have a territory where you must simplify the problem. In the lower part, another territory, you must complexify the problem. Your path through this territory is just to go up and down, to cross the boundary. In some moment, you have to complexify in order to explore more knowledge, to find details which are important for the general view, but you have not to run too time in the complex territory. You have to go away and to simplify and take decision. But you know that each decision involves more knowledge to develop, more complex, and you go now again in the complex territory. So I think the most important aspect of this kind of project is to go up and down between simplification of the activity, decision making, and also to have freedom to explore the complexity of the problem. So
wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, the models that shape the way you think about complexity, simplification, the models that you think about transferring knowledge through organizations. This is in Naples, Professor Giuseppe Zollo, eminent professor from the University of Naples, Federico II. I'm Barry Shore. Thanks for joining us in beautiful Naples.
Thank you.
Thank you.